Okay, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo podcast. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is my co-host...
Justin Long.
No.
Okay.
Justin Long does have a podcast, though.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, it's called Life is Short with Justin Long.
Cool.
Get it?
Get it, yeah. I like that.
It's actually a pretty good podcast. He interviews people. I've been listening to it lately. So shout out to Justin Long.
Awesome. I love
him. You happen to be hearing this.
I love him. Also, later on in this episode, I want to tell you a dream I once had about Justin Long. It's absolutely insane.
Okay.
But
we can do that.
It's unrelated to the movie or anything like that, but it's hilarious.
We can definitely talk about that. And, you know, if we need to bring in a therapist or a dream expert, we can.
Okay.
Or if there are any listening and want to help us out, we can do that too. But anyways, today the movie that we are covering for our Direct from Hell series is the direct-to-video sequel to the movie Waiting, the 2009 film Still Waiting...
Get it?
Ellipses.
Oh, wow.
That's what those are called.
Yeah,
dot is an ellipses.
And that's actually how the title is, with the three dots. Okay.
Yes. Basically, it's a sequel to the movie Waiting, which starred Ryan Reynolds, Justin Long, among other people.
Luis Guzman.
Yeah, Luis Guzman.
He's in this one too.
Yes, he is, reprising his role. This was directed by Jeff Ballas and written by Rob McKittrick, who also wrote the first one.
Rock and roll.
Hoochie coo. Anyways, so this movie,
for want of a better word, yes.
Yeah, it's a movie. Basically, okay, we've got a new star to this movie. Our main focus is John Michael Higgins playing the character of Dennis, who is the restaurant manager of Shenanigans, the restaurant from the first movie. It's I think it's a different location, but still a franchise of Shenanigans, which is kind of like a TGI Fridays or Chili's or something, kind of want to be.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of like family-ish, restaurants that also caters to like a more, like sports bar-y type of, whatever. Basically an all-inclusive type of, restaurant.
And he's got the chance to be. He lives with his mother, by the way. He's nearing 40.
Even though the actor is
probably
pretty sure
he was probably older than that. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. It's kind of hard. He's one of those guys you can never. He's always looked the same.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He's like always looked older than he is, but he's still.
Yeah, even like in the Mighty Wind, he looked pretty much the same. Like,
yeah, he's yeah. I don't know. He's a great actor, though. I will give him that. I don't know. So there's a restaurant right next door. It's kind of a Hooters sort of wannabe called Tata's.
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Get it? Yeah.
They're a little more blatant with the whole, thing. I like the name of some of these restaurants. That's what they're called,
restaurants.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an actual term I've heard before, because there's like this, and then there's like Tilted Kilt is one that they kind of have that.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is my favorite of all of them.
Which I've been to, not because I've wanted to go, but because I was riding in the car with other people that decided to stop there. I'm not going to wait in the car, so.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't get it.
Where was it?
It's just like on Monroe Street, like in near Talmadge. And,
oh, we have one locally?
Yeah, we have.
Wow. I didn't know we had a Twin Peaks.
I just don't get it. I mean, it's like, and plus too, me being like a shy person, it kind of ruins it for me, because like they're dressed specifically so that you're supposed to look at them.
Yes.
But since I'm such like a pseudo gentleman or whatever, I'm like literally like making like total eye contact like the entire time.
It's like the only time.
How are you doing? Like yes, I do see that you've got a low cut top. I'm looking at your face right now. Like, you know, it's
like the only time in your life you actually make eye contact with a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm joking. No,
no. Pretty much. No,
that's how I am usually.
That's pretty true, actually. And so it just, you know, it's like it makes the whole thing uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's like
for everyone.
I used to have a I've been to, you know, Hooters several times over my life. I used to have a boss when we were I used to restore windows and stuff. And this was my cousin's ex-husband, and sometimes I would get paid to go eat at Hooters with him. Like
that's cool. You got paid to eat.
Yeah, basically he paid for my lunch, and I was also still on the clock technically, because we would have downtime.
Cool.
And he'd be like, "Hey, let's just go to Hooters," and I'd be like, "Okay." Like I could eat some wings. Like, sure. Like, what the fuck?
I love jobs like that where you can just kind of be very like, you know, loose about things like that.
I mean, it was all cool until he skipped the country with some of my money.
Well, there's that part.
Yeah.
There's that part of the looseness as well.
Yeah, there's literally the part where he stole my cousin's motorcycle and drove off to Canada.
Oh, boy.
But anyways,
wow,
we'll never talk about that again.
Start his own version of Hooters.
Yeah,
yes, he was saving up money.
Mm-hmm. It's called Mounties.
God damn it! That's the reason why he was going to Hooters so much. He was doing looking
research
for like company secrets. Yeah, so he could start his own competition.
I really want to start a Canadian Hooters now and call it Mounties.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Yeah, Jesus Christ has nothing to do with Mounties.
No.
Either kind. Anyways, so... So back to the movie. Yeah, there's a restaurant next door called Tata's, and one of the guys working at the restaurant named Agnew, of all things, played by Steve Howie, who you may know from the TV show Reba. He's also in Stan Helsing, which is a movie we should probably cover for this sometime. It's a really bad horror parody movie. I've seen it. Yeah, but Steve Howie's actually a funny actor. I like him, but he's kind of a slightly racist, bigoted asshole. And his girlfriend is starting a job at Tata's, and he doesn't like it that much because he's afraid it's going to lead her into becoming a stripper or something.
Which is kind of weird because the way he acts and stuff like that, he would seem to be kind of like the type of boyfriend who wouldn't even care about stuff like that. So it's kind of a weird character personality trait to kind of put into him, I think, a little bit, because he's like goes both ways, where it's like he's super conservative when it comes to that, but then he also has the personality traits of like your all around douchebag. So it's like,
yeah, and he's got this whole thing where he's basically trying to get with every woman as well.
Yeah, like everyone at work, you know, like I forgot her name. Shit, not Naomi. I can't forget. Shit, whatever. Woman from the first movie. I think she was in the first movie.
Oh yeah, Natasha, because
the first movie,
she's only in one scene in the whole movie.
Right.
Yeah, which is interesting, but that's Vanessa.
Oh, that's right. She was only in the beginning, right?
Yeah, and he basically is. The two of them are basically talking to each other, and then another character walks in and says, "Okay, we get it. You want to fuck each other,"
right. Which is weird because, like, in the first movie, one of the big plot devices was like, basically statutory rape because she was only 17.
Yeah,
and Ryan Reynolds' character was always
trying to get with her,
and she was always like, you know, teasing him, being flirtatious or whatever.
Yeah, that's played by Vanessa Lengies, Lengies. Yeah.
These movies are bad, guys.
Yeah, they are.
Like when it comes to like any of like the issues, like in like just from 10 years after this movie was made. I mean, literally, like there's stuff like promoting like having sex with drunk and high women to the point where they're even passed out, and they're like, yeah, there might be a moral quandary. It's like, it's not just a moral quandary, there's a legal quandary as well. Like, it's not just like if you did that, oh, you feel bad about it. Like, no, you actually did a crime, and you can actually like go to jail and ruin someone's life.
Yeah.
But that, and again, I know it's like it's a movie. It's supposed to be funny, blah blah blah. It's supposed to be raunchy, but it's like at the same time, it's like there's some like dangerous ideas being promoted, even though it's joking. Like, but
yeah,
you know.
I mean, it's probably why we haven't had a third movie called "Yeah, We're Still Waiting" or something or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like keep on waiting. I don't know what it would be. Keep on waiting.
That's going to be a great title.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Justin Long is like the corporate manager of the whole region now, or some shit like that.
But the girlfriend Allison is played by Maggie Lawson, who you may know from the TV show Psych. Just wanted to point that out. That these people have done better things.
Yes.
I just wanted to point out that Steve Howey was in Reba and she was in
they've all done better things. Most of the actors. So don't like take them to court for this alone, because there's more to them than this.
Mm-hmm. Just wanted to point that out.
Like John Michael Higgins, for example, was in The Mighty Wind, which I know I keep saying, but that's a really good movie if you haven't seen it. There's still some
movie.
Issues even from that, but that's from 2003, so remember, it's a 16-year-old film.
Yeah, but I mean, even it's not as bad as this.
There's not, no, but I'm saying there's a bit at the end with like a not really anti-transgender, but they're kind of poking.
It's trans comedy, but I don't even know if it's
I think they were kind of poking fun at it. Maybe that's just my personal.
It's hard to kind of judge where they were coming from with that. It's hard to say.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, they were kind of poking fun of it, but it's more about the humor of somebody that wanted to be trans and who happens to have a deep voice like Harry Shearer.
Right, well, that's
which is humor.
The whole point.
No, I know.
It's like, a guy wants to be a woman and he's got a low voice. It's kind of
get
like,
that, but it's also like almost celebrating the fact that he wants to be a woman at the same time. So it's kind of this one. It's kind of a weird.
Maybe
it's a weird gray area in my opinion. But it is
very
more
sensitive to a lot of these.
I know
these issues lately. So it's like,
and most of us are, and I understand that, and I agree. I don't think it's necessary humor actually, but I'm just saying at the time I can kind of see that. I don't think they were trying to be insensitive. I think they were more just trying to make fun of Harry Shearer's character more than anything, because sometimes you just got to base it on the situation of the situation. What did I just say?
Base the situation
on the situation. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, those are some words to live by, folks. Base the situation on the situation of the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the situation from Jersey Shore.
No. You sound like Bishop now, because he always has like these sage wisdom like that. Bishop, the dude like who's always like the Poison says Poison, the dude that gave him a $20 tip because he said,
in the movie, tip. Got you. And
then he gives him a
Sean McBride's character.
Yeah, his name was Bishop in the movie.
Yeah, he's
the first one.
Yeah, he's called Bishop in this one as well. I just wasn't sure if I forgot his name, and I was like, "What? Who's Bishop?" Because
he's kind of like a philosopher.
Yeah,
that's why they call him Bishop, because he's always got like this, like sage wisdom or whatever.
So yeah, there are returning characters with cameos, like we said. Luis Guzman is back as Radimus, and there's Chris Williams is back as Chuck, who is one of the chefs who in this movie is like fucking with one of the characters the whole time. So basically what happens next here, like, so he's basically what happens. Okay. John Michael Higgins is living with his mom. Like I said, he needs to raise, some money here to basically possibly become the district manager of the, Shenanigans. He has to have a $9,000 day, which, I don't know how much restaurants make, so I don't know if that's good or bad. But, so tell him that he tells the crew there so they can work their asses off that the restaurant's going to close if they don't make that $9,000. And so they all think they're going to, lose their jobs, basically. So that's the motivation that he gives them.
Yep.
And then hilarity ensues.
And at the desperation, he told a lie so he can get promoted.
Yeah.
Because he's like, scared or whatever, and just wants to, do something.
And he thinks if he gets promoted, each time he gets promoted, that he thinks he'll maybe get a woman.
Yeah.
That's many women or whatever.
Yeah, like he went through this whole thing where he's like, if I got out of the kitchens, then I became a server, and it's like what? Like weird. I don't get it. Like like I can understand like really big time jobs like CEOs, millions of dollars, whatever. There's people that are willing to, you know, be with someone for money, but it's like, I got out of the kitchen to become a server, so now I'm gonna have girlfriends. What? Like, it's a weird logic to that, but
I mean, money does talk. Somebody's got to explain all the women that were with Trump. So,
well, yeah,
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Money. Sometimes money talks, but but kitchen money versus server money is not exactly that much of a jump. You know what I mean? So it's like,
no, it's like in my lifetime where I've had opportunities in certain businesses to become management, and then I find out what management makes, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want that responsibility. You know?
Yeah, just for that much more like
I get a little bit more money, and I get to get yelled at by the district manager or whatever. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but anyways, what else happens in this movie? It's a very convoluted plot.
The movie, it kind of jumps a lot from scene to scene. There's not a lot of continuity into it. I mean, it's not like Freddy Got Fingered, which is just completely insane. There's no rhyme or reason to it. This is a little bit better than that. But you got the guy from the first movie. I forgot his character's name. He was like a really shy guy in the first movie. Like he couldn't even pee in public because he was afraid that other guys would, you know, check out his junk. And, you know, he had like this phobia of doing that. And he was also really...
Hank played... Yes. Is it Hank? Oh, no, that's not it. Never mind. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong character.
No problem.
Maybe it is. Or maybe that is him.
Some dude. Just some guy.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm going to call him some guy.
Yes, call him some guy until I find out his name.
So some guy, you know, he was really shy. He couldn't really talk
Mason.
What's that?
Mason. Is
Mason.
that right? No, Mason's the guy with the lisp.
Right.
Never mind.
Okay. Some guy, he couldn't talk to women and stuff like that. He was always really insecure, and he would always like, you know,
that's not him.
Do the thing that pretty much all women hate, I guess, which I'm not a woman, so I don't know, but he always would ask him, "Are you mad at me?" And that apparently drove them like crazy, but like in the bad way. And so now he's like this super whatever, you know, guru or whatever. He's like the manager of the Tata's, you know, chicken wing place right next door, and he's like, you know,
Kelvin.
Kelvin, that's right.
Yeah, he's played by Rob Benedict.
Okay,
yeah, there we go.
No, he's like the super, like, you know, stereotypical like douchebag dude, you know, who like, you know, treats women like crap, and of course, you know, he gets all kinds of women, which proves that you should treat him like crap. That's another thing in this movie. Pretty much the movie promotes just being an asshole to women. Like, like the only way you're ever gonna get any kind of action at all, like not just necessarily sex, but just even having in a relationship, you've got to treat human beings like garbage. That's a good message, I guess. But anyway, so
that doesn't work.
I don't know. Nothing's worked for me, so I haven't really tried, so it's not really much. Sorry, that sounded really.
Oh God.
You know, I like being alone, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, anyway, I understand.
It's a wash, you know, kind of like what was Larry was saying, it's a wash.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that interview later on some other time.
Yes,
Larry
Hankin.
Yeah, Larry Hankin. Pretty
good interview. We did earlier tonight when we're recording this. So it might air before this episode, probably. So who knows?
Just, you know,
if you haven't listened to it yet, make sure you check that out.
Check it out, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it, and then you got like things going on over, you know, like you said at Tata's with Kelvin and stuff, and he's being a womanizing asshole, and I don't know, this movie, man,
it's not that good. Plus, there's a lot of really dirty humor, and personally, me, I don't really like dirty humor.
Me either.
I mean, some sexual innuendo is okay, but like when people are just being totally explicit, where there's no room for interpretation, I don't know, it just ruins it for me. It's kind of the same thing with like some lyrics, like for songs, where it's like back in the day, like bands and like artists would like, if they would have like a sexual nature to a song, it would be like coded reference. You still understood it. But like nowadays, like they'll literally just say what they're going to do to the person in the song, and I don't know, it just kind of
music
like,
goes from "I want to hold your hand" to like "Let's fuck." You know,
right,
it's like
kind
basically
of like it ruins it. Like for example, I mean the Who had a song called like "Mama's Got a Squeeze Box." I mean, and you know, the lyrics are like in and out, and so it's obviously, you know, there's some innuendo going on.
Shit, that's what that song's about?
I'm pretty sure it's what it's about. I don't think it was about an actual squeeze box. Pretty sure it wasn't. So it's like, obviously, you know, anyone who's like...
Wait, are you telling me there's a thing like metaphors in music?
Yeah, well, there used to be.
Wait.
Now it's just like total, like, literal, like, you know. But that's a whole cultural thing of, you know, phones and social media. So now that's a whole, you know, everyone is very robotic and liberal. Not liberal. Actually, most people
are not really.
Not really.
No.
Not, unfortunately.
I think in this movie, I mean, they did add some cool characters. Like, you know, they got Mason, who is like a guy with a lisp who works in the room that is always being fucked with by Chuck, and who's played by like I said, played by Chris Williams. I mean, not Charles. Chris Williams, who is actually the younger brother of Vanessa Williams, the singer of Save the Best for Last.
Yeah.
Yes.
And an actress too.
An actress on Ugly Betty, among other things.
Yeah.
So, but Mason was played by Rob Krvochek, who I think is on like NCIS now and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's a pretty good actor. He's actually pretty funny. I did like Kirk Fox is in this, who plays Hank, who's the bartender.
Yeah.
And he wants to be a singer. He's like, you know, but if you don't know who Kirk Fox is, you got to see him. He's a great stand-up comic. He's a great he was on Last Comic Standing one season actually too, and he's been on like Parks and Rec and other shows too. So he plays a guy from Sanitation on Parks and Rec, and I think he's been on pretty much a lot of sitcoms lately. Like almost any sitcom you see, he'll pop up from time to time. He was on Community playing
that's right.
Playing Blade.
That's right, Blade.
Yeah.
Who works at the carnival.
Yeah.
Who has a head trauma injury that literally makes it so he can't feel embarrassment or something like that.
Yeah, or something.
Shame.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Britta's ex-boyfriend. That's a great show too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like Kirk Fox, so it was kind of cool to see him. And then you got like Amber, played by Tanya Ramonde, and she's been on a lot of things too. You probably don't know her if you saw her. She's really attractive. Anyways, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
I'm very attractive. Kind of.
I'm glad you think that. That's good.
Someone has to think it.
Yes.
Oh, no. Self-burn. What the hell am I doing this for? I'm not even meaning it. I'm just like trying to come up with something edgy to say, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, it's a good cast. And I mean, Adam Carolla's in it as well as a guy on the video who's like a complete like sleazy pickup artist sort of guy. It's just funny, like on the video he doesn't even look confident himself. It's just hilarious.
No, it's the thing.
And I think I'm wondering if that was a choice.
I think it was like, because he's all like he looks at the camera for a second, he's like, hi. And he's like,
he's kind of looking down when he talks. I don't know if he's reading his lines or if he's just because Adam Carolla's not really an actor per se. He's more of a comic.
Yeah, but no, because I think he was reading his lines because he was saying like that equals good or that equals bad or whatever, you know, because he was
actually kind of funny, I thought. But
the pickup artist guru DVD or whatever.
And if you're listening, Adam, I know you do a podcast. If you want to come on ours, go ahead. I mean, I'm fine with that.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt he would because he's got one of the number one podcasts in the world. So. But I'm just saying, you know, if you're listening by chance, because we're talking about a movie you were in, maybe you just happen to listen to this, you know?
He has a thing where, like, like we're on Google, where if you had like a search thing, for still waiting. If that pops up, he's like, "Oh, someone's talking about Still Waiting."
He gets a notification.
So like, "Oh, I'm going to check this out."
And tells him, "Yep, somebody's talking about my favorite movie that I've ever been in."
Right now, he's preparing for his own podcast, and this comes up. He's like, "Uh-oh, I got to check this out first. So you guys are going to have to wait."
And then we're
going to wait. Yeah, I got that.
He's still waiting.
Yeah,
for somebody to talk about Still Waiting. Anyway, Andy Milonakis and is in this movie, as well as his partner in crime, which I'm trying to find the actor's name, that they played the kind of like wannabe black guys. He's the chubby white guy who wants to be black. in the movie.
Who is that kid?
He was in the first movie.
Okay.
And as the same character, obviously, but he used to have his own show on MTV as well.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
Yeah, he was actually really hot around the time this movie came out.
Really?
Like with his own TV show and other things. Like maybe more around the time that the first one came out, but it was like he was like really hot for a minute, and then I don't know what kind of happened to him. I mean, he's probably still around doing things. I don't know. Like let's see what his IMDb looks like here.
It's gonna blow up.
He last thing he did was a movie in 2018 called Omega Event, but he's been doing a voice on the Adventure Time animated show, which is pretty well. He's also looks like he's doing a lot of voice work. He was also doing the voice on something called Future Worm, which is another series. Yeah, he's got he was in the movie Halloween.
Never
heard of that, but I just thought the title was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if
it's probably like a
drug movie or
probably a stoner comedy, I'm assuming. And because he was in Waiting as Nick, and he was like
still waiting as Nick.
Let me see here. He was also self stuff. He had the Andy Milonakis show or live or whatever, and then he had oh, come on, what else did he have? This is a segment called Mike Looks at IMDb. It's a new segment for our show.
You just read off IMDb.
IMDb.
Sorry, IMDb.
Yeah, it was the Andy Milonakis show is what he had on MTV. He's done so he's kind of still busy. He's just not, he was kind of a big hot thing for like a minute there on MTV. I remember. Right. I remember it being like a big thing. Like you turn on cable and it would be like, "Hey, check out this show," and I never watched it.
It was always on.
Yeah,
every time I would turn on MTV, it would be like episodes of his show being ran.
And honestly, I never watched it.
I watched it, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I just kind of had it on. It was weird. It was like weird comedy, but that was like that was like when that was first starting to become like mainstream.
I mean, that was just post-punked and Jackass and shit like that. So it was, the whole thing started with like the Tom Green show, and then it kind of just morphed into all that shit. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Tom Green. There's an episode of
fucker. Anyways, sorry.
An episode of Arrested Development where he's talking Michael's talking to George Michael about remember back when when you were younger, you used to stay up late to work on taxes with me or something like that. It's like, oh yeah, I think I actually was trying to use that as an excuse so I could stay up to watch Tom Green show. And then Michael goes, yeah, I don't really know the new guys. The new guys that show's like 20 years old.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Tom Green. Good guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. If you want to come on the show, Tom, do
you remember Mike? Do you remember him?
But you know what? If you want to come on the show, Tom, there's one requirement. I'm going to have a camera on you, and it's going to record you in video, okay? I'm not bitter.
No bitterness.
No.
Just total.
There was never a situation in my life where I was working for a radio station, and my job was to video guests on the morning show, and one of them happened to be Tom Green, who refused to let me put him on video. That never happened.
No.
Actually, it fucking did. Okay, anyways, so...
that's okay. It was like, what, 5 years ago?
5, 6, 7, 10. I don't know, whatever.
No, it wasn't 10 years ago.
No, it wasn't quite that long ago, but I'll get past it, Matt.
Okay, that's cool.
I go to therapy. I'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have hurdles, too, that I can't really quite get over, so it's all right.
Yes.
It's okay.
I have hurdles, too. They always get in my way. They're in the middle of my living room.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you got on there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get rid of those.
It's kind of hard to step over.
I was training for the Olympics.
Okay, in your apartment.
Fuck. So, you want to take a break, Matt?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll take a break and we're going to talk more about Still Waiting. Sorry, we got to make you wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. Hey, folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All2Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics, and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So
it was a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, so we analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
You know? Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way. Anyways, so sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too real. Bye-bye. And we are back. I hope you enjoyed those ads.
I did.
I did too, Matt.
Which ad? Who knows?
I enjoyed that one.
You
know which one.
I am sort of certain that's the one. By the way, did you guys know that Saturn is not really a planet, but that these space beings called reptilians, they're not actually like reptiles, like you know them, like a lizard. They're like more of like a humanoid, reptile-ish, space creatures. And they like use the planet Saturn to like shoot like energy rays at Earth full of like negative energy. And then that's like what causes like people to like become angry and like lash out at other people, and that's like, and eventually that boils over and that like causes like conflicts like in families and then even in neighborhoods and eventually cities, states, countries, and then world wars, over time. And that, the only way to fight these reptilians, though, is to like shoot your own positive energy rays at them. Because you can't see, if you get angry and fight them, then you're just making their energy rays stronger. So that fuels them. So they keep winning, because if we keep fighting, they're just gonna get stronger. So we gotta fight them by not fighting them. It's kind of like almost a Zen type of thing. So we have to sorry, it's the wrong podcast.
Welcome back to All Two. Is this true? With Matt. I think that's going to be our new conspiracy theory podcast. It's called All Two. Is this true?
It's got me just looking really serious, and you've got your head cocked. Is this true? Yes, please, let's do that.
Yes,
I want to do a conspiracy theory where you're just really skeptical.
The whole time I'm just
is this really true? Yes.
One of the episodes you're just telling me stuff that's scientifically completely proven, and the whole time I'm like,
is this true?
No, when you put bread into a toaster, it comes out as toast. I don't know if I buy that. So,
truth be told, was that woman, when all is said and done, it makes good toast about the satanic toaster.
Oh yeah.
Why do you keep this possessed toaster? And she's like, well, when all is said and done, it makes good toast. The best line ever. Oh man.
That's funny. So how's this movie end, Matt?
This movie ends.
How's it resolve itself?
Okay, so this movie's bad, guys. That's why we're not really talking about it.
It's one of these movies that's just there. I could probably put this on in the background while I'm cleaning my apartment and not really giving a shit about what's on the TV. There are times where I do put something on the TV while I'm cleaning my apartment, and then my apartment remains dirty.
Because you're watching it.
Yeah, and I've got these hurdles in the way all the time.
Right, I know. I'm not sure why you had those. That's for me and Two Broke Girls. I play Mario Kart, and I put on Two Broke Girls. I'm not even kidding. I do that.
That is the show I put on when I want to feel stupid.
Okay. because I have it on where I'm just sort of barely watching them banter, and I go, oh,
that's the one sitcom besides the other one that I like to talk about that I do not get why it was ever put on television.
Right, but we can't talk about that too much anymore because
but that's okay. But Two Broke Girls I will talk about.
But what if we get to interview one of them? I'm sorry, I don't know their names. I'm not.
I will tell you this: I don't know the blonde-haired woman's name,
but she's in that new show.
She's in that new show with Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenberg.
Right.
Yes, Neighbors or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's called
Neighborhood or something like that. Whatever it is, it's a good show. I've seen an episode, and an episode.
It only takes one episode to know if you like the show or not.
And but I do know Kat Dennings, the other.
That's right, Kat Dennings. Yeah,
she is beautiful, and I would have her on this podcast in a minute. Yes.
She's a beautiful person,
and she's a really good actress.
Yeah,
I just didn't get that show.
No, well, she probably took it for the money.
And speaking of Mighty Wind. What's her face is in that show too?
Stifler's mom. Sorry. I only, it's not, by the way, guys, it's not like it's not like a gender thing here. I only know like super big time actors' names, like Robin Williams, George Clooney. If it's like any below like the top tier, I'm probably not going to know their names. So it's not like
it's Jennifer Coolidge is her name.
Okay, Jennifer Coolidge.
Yes, yeah. I knew that. I just had to double check on it, honestly. I just looked it up because I forgot. I was like Coolidge, and I couldn't remember Jennifer for some stupid reason.
She actually uses the same accent that she used in The Mighty Wind.
For that
very
show.
Similar.
Yeah.
Not,
and she's good too. I just don't get that show. I don't get it.
It's money.
It's
and that's not a bad thing. It's like they probably need
No, I'm fine. No, I completely understand why. Everyone is on that show. I understand their choice of being on the show. Mm. I just don't get the choice of anyone to watch the show.
Right. Because it lasted 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full seasons. Like,
and AP Bio gets canceled after 13 episode seasons.
Exactly. Not even a full, roster. Yeah.
Oh, well. And I'm going to fight to the death for AP Bio. Man.
I hope that...
Best show on TV in the last few years.
I actually reactivated my Twitter account just so I could start...
tweeting, yes,
because I haven't used it since like 2008 or some shit.
I started. I very rarely tweet. I'll do it to tweet out episodes of the show and stuff like that. But pretty much, if you look at my Twitter account lately, and who knows, by the time this airs, it might be null and void, and maybe they will have saved the show.
Right.
But if you look at my Twitter account, it's pretty much save AP Bio like constantly, and then me writing little diatribes about why you should save it, and then tagging people on the show and then getting excited when they like my tweet.
Right, like, yeah.
I was like, yay, Patton Oswalt liked my tweet, right. or whatever.
Or Dan Decker, the actor. No,
he has yet to like any of my tweets.
Well, maybe he will.
But he might, yes.
Well, Dan Decker's busy. Yeah. I mean, he's got to catch popcorn in his mouth. Yeah. He's got to read, Jack's, manifesto, into a podcast.
But I mean, shout out to Miguel who plays Eduardo. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I like him. He liked my my Facebook comment about the show.
So he went over to Facebook, man.
Yeah, he's friends with me on Facebook. That's now
awesome.
too.
So when a young person goes on Facebook,
yes,
that means that they really are serious about getting in touch with their fans, because let's face it, Facebook has become pretty much adult book at this point for the most part.
Yes.
Anytime adults get onto a social media platform, the kids are like,
Speaking of which, to bring it back to Still Waiting, it's funny in the movie, because this was a movie from 10 years ago. Kirk Fox's character of Hank is talking about how he's got his music on MySpace,
right,
and
MySpace.
He says, I had somebody do a hack, so anytime you click on things, it plays my music on MySpace.
It's like he uploaded the virus. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good old MySpace, man. Yeah. I miss MySpace.
I do too.
That whole format, something about it. But anyway, all right, so we're gonna speed through to the
end of the movie, and what happened, and then
So the end of the movie is after all of the razzing, all of the, questioning their lives, what they're doing with their lives, and if they can do better. John Michael Higgins does not meet the quota. They make $7,200 instead of $9,000.
Yeah, so like 1,800 short.
So he pays he said I don't know if he actually did, but he just
I don't think so. I think he just said that because they were never going to lose their jobs.
That's right. They were never going to lose their jobs. Like the store was never going to close. He just lied to them, but then he told them that he paid the difference, and then I forgot who was it that invited them to the party afterwards, or the get together afterwards.
Oh, it was the redheaded woman.
What was her name though?
Lindsay.
Not Lindsay. Was it?
Let me see here.
Julie. No, it wasn't Julie.
I don't know. What was her name?
I'm trying to remember. Lily? Nah, I'm just making up names now. Chloe? Is it
Edith?
Jennifer?
Mario? Wait.
Daisy? Princess Peach?
Oh, jeez.
Now I'm just gonna do video game characters.
Was it Haley?
Metroid? What was her name in
Was
Metroid?
it Haley?
No, I don't know if it was Haley.
Let me see
I don't
here.
know. Well, she invited him to go to the bar where the guy was going to play in his band afterwards.
Yeah.
And he's not too bad of a singer. He's not great, but he was okay.
No.
He was trying to do like a David Bowie kind of vocalization a little bit. The band wasn't that bad. But anyway, so he was all day. He was like researching that DVD of how to be an asshole to women. And like, they had all these ridiculous like telltale signs
of what woman would sleep with you. Basically.
Right. Like so basically like one was like a tattoo, like a bunch of religious stuff, like 4 crosses meant that she
was down.
Hated her stepdaddy, but
yeah.
And then another one was like something to do with like love tattooed on her leg or something, and had a drinking and drug problem. And then so he sees a tattoo, he sees someone drinking,
and the tattoo said like love Nana.
I love
something.
Nana or something.
Yeah.
And then so you see because you only see like the back of her head drinking, and then she's smoking like a bowl of weed. And then so he goes up to her. Oh, lo and behold, it's Naomi. The really crass woman who just really hates
played
her
by
job. Like
Alana Eubank.
And she actually is like one of the saving graces of both of the movies. Really,
is she in the first movie too?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay. Because it's been ages. I mean, it's probably been about 10 years since I've seen the first movie.
Yeah,
so.
she pretty much plays like this very, very bitter.
Yeah,
she really hates this job, but
she's funny.
Has to do it, and then she gets completely wasted and high, which from the very limited experience I have. Again, this is going to be part of the all too wheel. I can't. Whatever.
Wait, is this about drugs?
Yeah, the
all
too drug. No,
all too
weed. Nah, that's stupid.
No, it's got a rhyme.
It's got a rhyme. Yeah, all too drug deal.
What?
All too drug deal.
No,
that's stupid.
No, it's got to be all too.
Whatever, we'll figure it out. But with my very limited experience here, and I'm gonna talk about my non-expertise here.
Expert Matthew Haas is now speaking.
Pick one or the other. One or the other.
Alcohol or drugs
or weed, because mixing them, I don't know what it does. I don't really see why people would want to do it, because they both cancel each other out. So you're just wasting both. But I don't know. I guess some people think it makes them seem cool or whatever. But again, very limited experience. But I really don't think mixing them is a good idea. I mean, I just don't see the point. Anyway, so that's just my little weird soapbox here for the person who's done weed like 3 times in his entire life. But so
I had a contact high once.
Yeah, you got a headache from it.
And one time, I had a contact high twice, I should say. The one time at a Leonard Skinner show, I got a migraine. And then the other time was at a Spin Doctors concert.
That's awesome. Was your head spinning?
No, that was a crazy one. That was the one where I was crazy, and I was doing cartwheels in the grass near the place and all this other stuff. I got really high. I think. Yeah, I got a nice little contact buzz at that one.
You were doing cartwheels
because I didn't even understand what my friend Amber was saying the whole time we were there. She just kept saying 3, 2, 1, contact. And she just kept saying that to me, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She was like warning you, basically?
She was basically just trying to tell me that I had a contact buzz.
Yeah, if it gets into any of your like mouth or nose, and then it gets into your bloodstream.
At that concert, like everybody around us was smoking pot.
So you're pretty much like forced to.
It was an outdoor concert, like at down at a party in the park sort of thing, and it was crazy. It was also the time where the lead singer that got in trouble because he slept with an underage woman at the show.
At that very show?
Yeah, who I knew.
Wow. What, dude from Spin Doctors?
Yeah, the lead singer.
So there was I didn't hear about that.
This was back in the 90s. So
there was no article written about it or anything?
I mean, I'm sure it was in the news back then, but it's kind of been brushed under this was before the whole Me Too movement and all that shit. So
how old was she?
She was in high school.
What was she, 17, or was she even younger than that?
Probably about, I was like a senior and she was younger than me, and I was like 18.
And he was in his fucking 40s at that time?
Probably like 30s or something, 20s or 30s, something like that. Yeah.
I never remember that.
Yeah, it was kind of a big thing. And I mean, I don't want to, this is allegedly, I don't remember all of the details of this, so I'm just saying this. So if you're listening, lead singer of the Spin Doctors, I don't know your name, but I still love your music and I have, nothing but respect for your music, and
the one song I've heard of them.
And
I'm kidding. My brother had the tape. It was actually good.
I used to too. And but the thing is, this is all alleged. I don't know if it all happened. I might be remembering things wrong. I just want to make sure that I am not stating this as a fact. I'm legally obligated to say that I do not know if this happened for sure. But I do believe he was arrested. Anyways,
could have been part of the contact thing. Maybe you totally.
Maybe I remember this all wrong.
You imagine that whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
anyway, so that was a Justin Long.
That was a Justin Long time ago.
Yeah. So he goes to talk to her. She's completely shit faced. And stoned.
Yeah, and this was after. Oh yeah, we forgot the whole thing where Justin Long had a nice little cameo in the movie where he's the big corporate guy for the company.
Yeah,
of the restaurants, and he was great in this.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he was funny because he's reprising his role from the other one, where he was basically just a waiter in the other one, but now he's like, he's become a an internet porn and an OxyContin addict.
Yeah, no, he's, oh my god, he's so depressing in this, but sarcastic too, and because he's like, yeah, you ever heard of internet porn? He's asking the bartender, and he's like, yeah, well, I tried to jump out a window, and I broke my ankle, and I have a little bit of a
head injury,
but it's not to the point. He's like, and I got addicted to you ever heard of OxyContin? The bartender funny. Just getting more depressed by the minute.
I'm not gonna make it ever.
Oh god.
Yeah. But anyways, they Dennis, the character that the Higgins plays in this movie, ends up sleeping with Naomi, and we assume live happily ever after together. No, I don't know.
She wakes up all freaked out,
that's your dick and that's my pussy or whatever,
because he raped her technically, but we're gonna just gloss over that apparently, and because she does then consent. Well, after
when she's sober,
but still that still doesn't change the fact that anyway. Again,
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's their logic.
This is a 10-year-old movie that was raunchy even for its time.
Yeah.
Which, things are even raunchier now. So this movie would be considered raunchy even for today's standards.
Yeah.
So that tells you something about...
And they don't really make movies like this anymore.
No.
Real raunchy. I mean, they do some, but it's not...
good. I'm glad, actually.
Yeah, me too. This just seemed to be this was kind of the end of that era. Yeah. Around then, your whole American Pies and your, stuff like that. But I mean, American Pie was nowhere near as raunchy as this.
No, not even close. Can I tell you the Justin Long dream?
Yes.
Or do you want to do reviews first?
Go ahead and do. I don't know. Why don't we let's take another break, and then we'll come back with some Justin Long dreams and reviews.
Okay.
Right after this. Hi, folks. This is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
manager Matthew Haas.
You got promoted?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay, anyways, folks, do you like the show Superstore?
I don't know. I asked the folks and nobody's answering me.
Because they're not here.
Oh,
but we love
damn it. Yeah, we love it, though. Okay, folks, if you like it as much as we do, you're really going to like the Super Story podcast, which is a podcast where Matthew and I go episode by episode and give our little opinions and thoughts on it. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
And, so if you like this podcast and like our little crazy banter,
then you should definitely check this out. Or I might get sad. And when I get sad, it gets pretty sad.
Yeah,
so
I can't deal with him when he's sad.
Yeah, no one can really. So,
yeah. So check out Super Story Podcast. Right here where you get this podcast, Super Story Podcast.
Step 1. Dramatic introduction. I am Magus Elgar.
Magus Thadalor Elgar is one of the more respected casters in all of Hearth.
The dragon bone plate in my skull probably needs its focus enchantment aligned.
Though don't expect to go under his tutelage unscathed.
Well, you know what they say. Pretension can turn intention into the best retention.
Nobody says that.
No, not really.
You can hear Magus Elgar and his exciting adventures. Visit MagusElgar.com to download your copy today.
And we are back. I hope you enjoyed those ads, folks. I know I did. How about you, Matthew?
We're doing ASMR right now?
Yes.
Okay. I thought the ads were very sensual and like calming and relaxing. You just kind of want to fall to sleep to very, very gracefully.
You're listening to All2. Shh.
Oh boy.
Anyways, so that didn't rhyme. But anyways, we're gonna go with so Justin Long, Matt. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, me too.
You dream about him.
I had one dream about him.
One dream.
It was not a good dream.
It was not a good
It was
dream.
a terrible dream.
So let's try to analyze this dream you had
Okay.
about Justin Long. What happened in it?
This dream that came, I don't know, it was like at least 9 years ago. I had just watched the movie where him and a bunch of friends started their own university, like a fake college.
Accepted.
Accepted. And
I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And so I had a dream where like I was doing that same thing with like a group of my friends, but like these were friends that were only dream friends. Like they weren't friends I knew in real life. They were just in dream.
Yes.
And then Justin Long, not the character from the movie, but Justin Long himself. The actor
Justin Long
showed up to the college that we had started because there was like, I guess, a bunch of big protests going on from people because they were gonna like shut down the school or something like that, just like in the movie. Okay, but so I have no idea. I think I was like I don't know if I took like some Benadryl that night or some kind of like sleeping thing or whatever, but it gets really bad. So Justin Long shows up and like there's like this like remember that like parking lot like at UT? It's like really high up there, like somewhere. I forgot which parking lot it is, but it's like it's all concrete and it's like you pretty much drive all the way up like these kind of like at the movie theater at the mall. It's
like a parking garage, or is it?
Yeah, it's like I think it's like the only parking garage they have.
Okay.
Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was basically like looked like this, but it was like placed like in the middle of some open field for some reason, so I'm not sure why they would put a park. But anyway, so it like there's like this huge crowd like surrounding that. So like Justin Long and me and my friends were running up there, and there's like this like really big like body like builder dude who's like hoisting like a man above his shoulders, and it turns out that it's Justin Long's father, not the character's father, Justin Long, the actor's father.
Okay.
And then the guy throws him off the top of the
parking garage,
kills him, and he's like, "Dad!" And the guy, like the bodybuilder's like lifting him up like almost like he's lifting like 1,000 pounds, even though the guy only looks like he weighed like 150. And like so, I'm like, that's kind of weird that a guy with huge muscles is struggling to like lift
a 150
But anyway,
pound guy.
maybe the guy was like squirming a whole bunch, so he's like losing his balance. These bodybuilder types, they don't really have great balance, but because it's all top heavy. There's
allegedly.
I'm
joking.
I don't know.
I'm just joking.
I don't know anything about athleticism. So he throws him to his death, and there was this really like intense music like being played in the background, like orchestral, like dun dun dun, dun, and he just kills him. And so that was my Justin Long dream. his dad had a lawn fall from the parking garage that was in the middle of a field that does not exist at UT anywhere.
Okay, so all right, what I personally don't know how to analyze that.
I don't think anyone could.
Were you in college at the time when this happened?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
This was like, I've been out of school for like good 6-7 years.
Okay.
After this,
so
I saw the movie though. Like I said, I was.
Yeah, I'm thinking as the movie influenced you.
Oh, I'm sure.
You had some Benadryl, and I'm thinking that it means you're in love with Justin Long.
Could be.
I'm joking. No, no. I think what we should do is actually leave this up to our fans.
Oh God.
Any of you out there listening to this, if you would like to attempt to analyze Matt's dream about Justin Long, please, if you want it to be private, you can email me, and I'll get it to Matt. My email address is mike@cullenpark.com. Yeah. That's CULLENPARK.com.
I think I've still yet to even make my own email address because I'm lazy.
Yeah, so
I might have one. I don't even know. Do I have one? I think I might have one. At Cullen Park.
I don't know. I don't think we have one yet for you on Cullen Park.
I never made it, right?
I don't, because honestly, I don't know how to add any right now. So
what's that?
I don't know how to add any right now.
I don't think that was the reason, though. I thought it was because I never made one.
Yeah, because I think we could have a while ago, but I don't know how to do it
because
anymore.
I never did it back then. So that's my fault. See, I ruined the opportunity for myself.
But it's okay. So, but still, you can email me, mike@cullenpark.com. And I'll pass it along to Matt to let him know the dream. And we'll read it on a future episode, maybe another episode where we talk about a Justin Long movie or something.
Okay. And then I'll pass the dream on to Tony Generous, which you may know
from another
Super
podcast.
Story podcast, yeah.
Yeah. And hey, maybe we'll even, if we get it all figured out, email Justin Long.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah, we'll send all the information to Justin Long and see what he thinks. Speaking of Justin Long, this is a little trivia from IMDb. Despite making a cameo appearance, Justin Long expressed his dislike of the film to critic Peter Travers. So, just letting you know. Also, somebody, Mega64 co-founder Rocco Bodie, regarded the film to be his all-time favorite film. He owns the most collection of DVDs and Blu-ray copies of Still Waiting, and is reportedly the #1 fan of the film. I don't know if that's something I'd brag about.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, let's look at some reviews of the film. All right, these are from the Internet Movie Database. I'm going to read a 10 out of 10 star review here by Grumpy Ass, who posted this on... This is totally not planned, because this happened before. On Valentine's Day 2009.
Jesus Christ, what is with... I'm telling you, there's a theme going on here where all these movies are being reviewed around holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Halloween.
It's like my theory is that like they're like at family's house and they're like I don't want to deal
bored
with
out of their fucking mind
watching these weird movies.
It's like one of the two movies on the shelf at Aunt Sharon's house, and you're just like, hey, let me... Okay, anyways,
if Aunt Sharon had Still Waiting, that'd be kind of weird. But
it would be. If she had something like Beethoven's Fourth, it would make sense. Yeah. But the anyways, okay, this the headline for this is one of the direct-to-video sequels. This is definitely a must-see. Okay, I am one of those people that absolutely hate direct-to-DVD sequels or movies in general. Okay, does that mean like direct... Oh, probably direct-to-DVD movies in general. Because maybe you just hate movies in general, then you probably shouldn't watch them. Anyways, they always lack the talent or effort put into them. Well, if you enjoyed Waiting, you will definitely enjoy this. This movie was nonstop laughs. It brings back the majority of the original cast. Not really. Some with just special appearances. Oh, I guess so. I didn't even know it was made until I seen it out to watch. Fuck you when you're seen it. Anyways, I'm definitely going to pick this one up for my collection. The only thing I missed was Ryan Reynolds' character, Anna Faris, and the guy they were training, who is Sweet in Bones.
Yeah, that dude.
Oh yeah, that's John Francis Daly.
Freaks and Geeks.
Yes,
love that show.
Even if you are skeptical about seeing this, at least give it a shot. You shouldn't be disappointed. Oh my god, really?
I don't agree.
I don't either. So,
I mean, there were some laughs here and there, but
let's read a 1-star review.
Yes, bring on the hate.
Yes, this is from Matherell, Matherl, from March 9th of 2009. That's not a holiday that I'm aware of.
No.
Okay. Anyways, 1 out of 10. Awful. Truly horrible movie. Loved the original. Yes, the first one was full of toilet humor, but it was laugh out loud funny. I really rated Ryan Reynolds in Waiting. He's almost like a new Chevy Chase. It's kind of true. Still Waiting, like a young Chevy Chase, in a way. Still Waiting is one very nasty, even little racist movie. That's true. It has no redeeming qualities. I barely raised a smile the whole way through. Please don't waste your life on this muck. It's even tarnished my memory of Waiting. No wonder this went straight to DVD. Potential funny scenes were rushed through without expanding the scene. It seems like a very lazy attempt to cash in from the fans of the first. It felt very low budget, as some have said already. Even felt like a porn movie acting. Avoid. Capital AVOID with an exclamation point after that. Okay, so I think that's it for right now on the reviews. Last things last. Would you recommend this movie to anyone, Matt? Even fans of the first movie?
No, not really. And that's just me because, like I said, I just don't like raunchy sexual humor.
And there was racial humor too, which was weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of racism in the movie, and again, part of that was to like show how bitter this character was.
Yeah,
because he was pretty much just like a really bitter guy.
Yeah, the character that Steve Howey was playing, and it's just like like
he hated, like he was not a happy person, and he was.
And his name was Agnew. I wonder if that was any kind of like reference to Spiro Agnew.
I don't know. I'm not sure who is.
Spiro Agnew was Nixon's first vice president.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I've never heard the word Agnew besides this.
It's a pretty unique name, but I doubt that they were going.
That
they very
thought
smart
that.
political humor. Well, there was though because at Tata's because there was funny because like when they had downtime at Shenanigans, they're just talking about raunchy.
About women's breasts and stuff.
And they're like, I wonder what the girls at Tata's talk about when they have downtime. And they're like having like this like really like intellectual political discussion about like Middle East foreign policy and stuff like that. So just that was kind of kind of cool. But other than that, then this movie I just did not like it.
It had its moments that were funny here and there, and I like the cast. Don't get me wrong. I think they were all good. It was just lacking something that the first one did have. I mean, there was a bit of a heart to the first movie, I think, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember much of it, honestly. But I remember liking it. But yeah, the raunchy humor and the shock for shock value. It's like, I don't know. It's like listening to one of those stupid shock jock morning radio shows, but put into a movie form.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just thinks they're funny, even though I think we do that too from time to time. So, but that's okay.
I mean, you gotta laugh at yourself.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I wouldn't recommend it either.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. But for now, I guess, we're done with this episode. This was a long one. Anyways,
we hardly talked about
I know, we hardly talked about the movie, and I hope that's okay for you folks.
Here, let me speed you up really quick. All right, can I do like a speed run here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, the dude who was like really like cool with women now. He's got all nervous again because a guy was checking out his junk when he was peeing.
Yes.
So now he's back to his old self of like, are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? And then all the women are like, you know. So they leave him. So now he's back to where he belongs. Justin Long's character is addicted to internet pornography and OxyContin, and he is intentionally destroying the spirit of the bartender. He told himself that he's doing it just to piss him off and make him regret his life decisions. And then the John Michael Higgins character is being not interviewed, but he's being what's the word, like evaluated by Justin Long's character.
Yeah,
and the
and David Koechner. I didn't even mention David Koechner.
Oh.
He's in the movie. I forgot about
David,
him. That's the guy, the balding guy.
Yeah.
The guy from
everything,
from Anchorman, and you know, and he's one of the funniest people on the face of the planet.
See, he's back in the movie too. Yeah,
but I totally forgot.
Well, because like I said, this movie, the pacing is so messed up.
So weird.
So because you skip a beat, and then you're on to the next scene.
Yeah.
So he's the one that's like really kind of like pushing him to make the $9,000 in one day. And then Justin Long's character he's actually the boss now or superior of that character because he was the boss, he was the manager in the first movie.
Yeah. And
then Justin Long's character was the waiter. And now, because there's this funny scene where he's like, I need some like money, like $20.
I will tell you, watch if you want to just find the Justin Long scene.
Yeah, those are
2 or 3 scenes from the movie. Watch those because Justin Long is great. I love him in everything. So it's just, you know, even in Matt's dreams, I love him in Matt's dreams, especially.
Matt's dreams, he was pretty terrified, but
but still, he was great though. Did he do a good job acting in the dream?
He was like a dramatic actor in this. I mean, he saw his dad being thrown off the parking garage, so you know. And but yeah, he's like so sarcastic in this movie. Like he's literally just like taking like a 50. He's like, why don't you just make it a 50? Just round up.
Yes. From a 20.
Probably to buy more OxyContin, I'm guessing, or internet porn, but...
Oh, boy. So anyways, hopefully we'll have something better to talk about next time.
Yeah.
Hope you all have a good evening, day, morning.
Yeah.
Middle of the afternoon, whatever it is that you're listening to this wonderful podcast. And bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.